Hi, everybody. Well, I thought today I would do a June wrap up. I also have a few other things I want to show you. And so, anyway, I read a total of 5 books, read or listened to a total of 5 books last month, which isn't a whole lot, but for me, it's pretty good. And I will read them to you, and then I'll tell you a little bit about each of them. The Sittaford Mystery, Agatha Christie, Apollo 8, Jeffery Kluger, Dangerous, Liaisons. And I cannot pronounce the author's name on this, so please forgive me. Hopefully that'll help you. And then Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. And then I read Kilmeny of the Orchard. Now, Sittaford Mystery by Agatha Christie is it's a group of people in the secluded area. The weather's bad. There's this rich man who has his main house, but he also lets out cottages or cabins to other people. And then he decides to give up his house and move to a smaller cottage and let this woman and her daughter have the main house. And one night, the daughter and mother, they have this party, and they have a seance or table tipping, and they say, oh, this guy's gonna die. Well, what do you know? Somebody dies. And then it kind of goes from there, and they're trying to figure out who'd done it. And so, yeah, I mean, it was a decent read. I'd give it like a 3.5. It was all right. It was good. Apollo 8 by Jeffery Kluger. And this is the story of Frank Borman, Bill Anders, and Jim Lovell, who were the first men to actually go around the moon and come back to Earth safely. And it's the story of how all that was accomplished, and it was really, really fascinating. So yeah, it was a good one. And then I read Dangerous Liaison. Sorry about that. And this is a story of a countess and a viscount, and they're wanting to get back at their former lovers. They're former lovers. On top of that, they want to get back at their other former lovers, and and things kind of snowball from there, and they don't look very pretty in the end, and a lot of people get hurt. So yeah. And this story was written about the time of the French Revolution and the American Revolution, and it's kind of, I think, kind of like racy for its time. But anyway, it was a decent read. It was a decent read, and I'm really glad that I read it. So that's Dangerous Liaison. Then Kilmeny of the Orchard by L.M. Montgomery. This is my old beat up copy that I've had for like years. And it's a short one. It's only like 130 pages, 30 pages. And it's the story of this young man who is from a rich family. He just graduated from college. He gets this letter from his friend who's teaching in this remote town. And he wants him to teach like the last month of school because he is ill. So the guy goes out there, and he meets this girl in this orchard who plays this violin. And then it's kind of like, well, who is this woman and why, so yeah. She's like, playing the violin in the middle of the orchard. But anyway, it's so cute. It's not one of my favorite of L.M. Montgomery's. It's not as cute as I thought it was gonna be, but it's all right. It's good. Yeah. And that is the books that I read last month. Now, yesterday I had the opportunity to go to Barnes and Noble, and I picked up Clementine by Sonia Parnell. And this is a story of Winston Churchill's wife. Late in life, Winston Churchill claimed that the victory in the Second World War would have would have been impossible without the woman who stood by his side for 57 turbulent years. So I thought this was really, really good. So I picked this up at Barnes & Noble. And I also... Sorry. I also picked up this little bookmark. I thought it was really cute. This little flower and butterfly. Yeah. That was really pretty. Now, so I picked that up and the bookmark at Barnes & Noble. So, and now onto the books that I am currently reading. I am reading Jennifer Robson's The Gown, and this is a story of the November 1947 wedding of Prince Philip and the Queen. Well, I mean, it's a story of the making of the gown of the Queen. And, of course it's, I think as far as like how they made it and all that, and it's very true to life. Of course there's, all the other characters are, kind of made up, but how they made, I believe, and how they made the gown and stuff is close to factual. So I think they even interviewed people who actually worked on the gown and stuff for this book. There's an interview in the back, I think, and stuff. So, oops, let me see if I can find it for you. Which I thought was kind of cool that they did that. And here's one of the seamstresses that actually worked on the Queen's wedding gown. So I think that was kind of cool that they actually went back and talked to people who actually made it, and and how they made it. So, and they kind of weaved it in with a fictionalized story, the actual making of the dress with the fictionalized story of some of the people that made it. So, yeah. So I think that's how that goes. So anyway, that is the gown. I'm also working on Bernie's Evelina. So anyway, I haven't really got into this, but we're going to get to it really, really soon. I think I might start reading it tonight. I'm hoping to get to page 100 in this, or 200 in this tonight. And maybe I'll even end up reading some of this too. So anyway, for those of you that live in the U.S., I hope happy 4th of July. Thanks for watching. I hope that all this made sense. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.